right. It is time for the review of the Division 2 Open Beta. Um, Initial thoughts, I will say, I had fun. I did enjoy playing it. It actually was a lot of fun. Uh, I have a lot of worries, though, but I did enjoy playing. I didn't play Division 1, because there was so many problems and stuff with it that I just figured
Hey, you.
better pass on that. Oh, let me go outside before he starts calling to me every 2 seconds. Um, as you can see, so let's talk about the visuals first. So, like I said, didn't play Division 1. I saw, a lot of Division 1 gameplay and stuff, but now finally getting a chance to play Division 2, so I can't compare it to 1. So if you've seen 1, let me know in the comments. I'm definitely curious what you think of in comparison to 1 and 2. But that'll stay out of my day 1 review of the game here. Visuals so far, not bad. Not bad. Character models, I think, could be better and whatnot, but I mean, as you see on PlayStation 4 Pro, there's a lot of stuff around, and there is a lot of stuff out in the open, in the wilds and stuff, like when you're going out into the world. Everything everywhere kind of is set up kind of tactically. There's always cover around on, like, every street, everywhere you go. Tons of cover, tons of just stuff around. So as per, like, the one thing I remember about Division 1 was that, when you saw like the E3 trailer, it looked like the whole world was going to be as populated as what I'm seeing in this game, but apparently when the game came out, it was like nowhere near. So as from what I'm seeing here, it's wildly populated. There's garbage around everywhere. There's just like cars cover everywhere you go, which is really cool, especially since you're running into enemies, like every other block out there in the story mode. I've gone to downtown east so far. I've gone to this area. So I've done some of the quests, done one of the control points, multiple different types of quests that you're going to be doing throughout this. So I've experienced some of the game. I queued the PvP, experienced that as well. You experience some of the story. So I'll start off with the story. As per story, I don't really notice it. Like, I did some of the main story quests. I got all the way up to the safe house, did the one there, unlocked the safe house and everything. But it doesn't really seem to be, a story for your character. It's kind of like you're just going out and, like, saving random person, doing random thing. That's kind of the same as all the side quests in a way. So, as of right now, for the start of this, I would have liked more of a personal experience. Like, who am I? What am I doing in this world that's been created here? What's the purpose of me and the organization I'm working with, other than, like, you get some of that backstory, like, in the intro trailer and stuff, but I haven't seen really no cutscenes so far. Like, really, they're not doing much to kind of make any story. It's kind of just the equivalent of, like, the side quests in an MMO, let's say. So nothing too spectacular there. Every type of quest I've experienced so far seems the same in some ways. So if you're doing a control point, it's you go to the spot, you kill everyone that's there, and then you have to hold the spot, and then you're good. Now you have the control point. So I've got fallen cranes over there, and you're good to go. You're done. With these side missions, you go to, like, a building. You hear them mentioning Espinoza, stuff like that. So it's pretty much you're going to go there. Maybe you're going to have to defend a node while hordes of people come at you. So it's really, you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, with no real change to anything from what I've seen in these areas. Which, is cool because, in some ways, because I do like the gameplay of this. I was very critical of, like, Anthem and even The Division. I don't normally like looter shooters. I don't necessarily enjoy it, but this is like a looter shooter, like Anthem and stuff, with a more immersive world, a larger world for you to explore, and a larger open world. I didn't really run, like, there were things where, like, people would call for help, but, like, I wasn't really running around and running into people in the open world here, so I don't think necessarily that when you're questing, you're going to run into people here. I did run into actual humans at the safe house, so, like, when I entered the safe house, all of a sudden there was, like, 5, 6 people there, but I didn't see them outside. And when I walked outside, I didn't notice if they disappeared as I was walking outside, so I don't know if it's sharding it where you're playing in your own area. But in the safe house, I was able to queue up like a random mission. And, you know, kind of like Anthem, it just queues you into a random like mission. I did a side mission. I didn't do a main mission, so I didn't get to test that out today. I might do that tomorrow to see if it will pick a mission that's further ahead of what I'm at. Because I've been doing some like PvP. I've been doing some other stuff to progress me further than maybe what I would be on for the main missions, to see if maybe it'll queue me into a mission that would be further on. And then also I want to see if that will also progress my questing. There is a lot though, like, I mean, there's so many of these different types of quests here that it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to keep track of. Like the tech cache there, stuff like this. Like there's a lot of like these little things here. So it is a lot taken at first, and you think, like I did maybe, 12 missions, and I think I'm only level 4? Level 5. So leveling is pretty slow when you're doing the questing and stuff. It's really, you're not going to fly through the levels, and this is early game. Usually, like, in any MMO early game, you're just, like, flying through the levels to kind of get you used to the leveling system and everything. But in this, doesn't seem like that's the case. But you don't necessarily need the levels in this. Let me sniffle 1 second. My nose is all clogged. Sorry about that. You don't necessarily need the levels. So what I want to talk about next is, so this is where my main worry is coming. Because before, all the quests being the same pretty much, and horde modes and holding points, I don't hate that. Like, I don't dislike that about looter shooters. It's just usually the why of doing it. Like in Anthem, it's kind of like, well, why am I here? But at least in Anthem you get cutscenes, but in Anthem you get a smaller world. So it's like all these games, The Division, Anthem, Destiny, Warframe. Warframe to me still seems to have the most for you, and that game is free, But, at least this game does have PvP, so Anthem gets beat out. I think Anthem's the worst out of all of them so far. But so in this game, you have skills, perks, and then a staff roster. I don't fully understand the staff roster yet. It seems like these are like, because Inaya is a crafter, so she crafts things apparently. Unlocks crafting station at the craft station, so you could craft things for yourself. And then Coop Dennison's a quartermaster to get your skills and the SHD tech. So it looks like each one of them is going to do something different. So I don't know what to expect. Like, what else could there be? Oh, haircuts, maybe gun upgrades, gear upgrades. Oh, maybe like chemical stuff, and then achievements or something. I don't know. So I don't really fully know what to expect with all of those. But we do know skills and stuff. So some of these are unavailable in the beta, as you can see here. One's just read it out because I don't have a skill unlock point there. But each one of these, so you get one, so you get Seeker Mine. You unlock the first one for 1 point, but then the next one's 5, and it looks like the next one after that's 5. So I don't think you'll be able to unlock every single one of these by endgame, but I'm not 100% sure how much, well, these are SHD tech markers that's showing me. It's not showing a skill point. So I'm guessing you can unlock everything in time with SHD tech points. But if you want, like, when you're leveling up, at least with a skill point, you can unlock it right away. So I don't know if this one's going to be unlockable with 1 skill point, or if it's going to be an SHD tech, end skill point requirement for that. So I don't know how slow they're going to make it happen. And I haven't been able to check yet to see if, if this adds to what it does. So the explosive seeker mine can be deployed, track down hostiles, and explode on reaching close proximity. Whereas this one, the airburst seeker mine rolls towards the target and launches explosive bursts into the air on reaching close proximity. So I don't know if it like layers onto it, But then if you notice too, drive slot empty, targeting slot empty, payload slot empty, FX slot empty. So there is a lot of slots in this that can and will need upgrades. So this is leading into my first main worry. The more you see all these things having, different things that it could have on it, then that means once you're in an endgame scenario, there's way more loot to be having to get, before you're maxing anything out. And then does that also affect PvP? That's another worry. Then you have your perks section here. I am kind of going through perks pretty fast. The SHD tech, you do get a good amount of it, so you are able to unlock a lot of these perks pretty quick. So weapon slot and a secondary weapon, which is a little bit unfortunate. Why does that need to be a perk, Another skill can be equipped, so you can use two of your, skills. Like here, like I've been using the Seeker Mine and the turret. I like these two a lot. Turret seems to work really well, and Seeker Mine. Turret not so much in PvP, but seems to work pretty well. Then in perks, so like the perks sometimes go 1, 2, and then higher. So in armor kit, to get the second one you need 2. But in other perks, like down, where is it? Over here. So this one is just like giving you extra XP. So maybe you can level a little bit faster. And each one of them was just one SHD tech. So if you got like 5 in a pickup or something, you'd be able to just max that out easy peasy. So not all of them are like too grindy, but there is a lot of things here. Then the magazines. I tried to check to see. I don't fully it doesn't fully explain what the perk necessarily is. So this one awards short grip unbarrel attachment, fits long range rifles. But I didn't really see where this does anything, because I guess I don't have the person to upgrade guns and stuff yet. Because if I look in at my stuff here, long unbarrel rail there. It's an empty slot. Let's see if okay, so mod. Optics rail. So you got an optics rail there. Then long unbarrel rail. So let's click that. Long unbarrel rail. Crit damage 10. So is that, let's see. Oh, look at that. Cool. Okay, so I have that. So maybe that's what that... So long unbarrel rail. So let's research this. Is that what I unlocked here? Or short grip unbarrel attachment. Fits long rails. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what I unlocked there. So you're unlocking perks there, and then it leads into your weapons here for your mods. But then what other ways is there to get this stuff? Or is it like a one-time use type of deal? I don't know. It's very confusing, of what this stuff is, how you're using it. But it's like a normal MMO. It does take time to learn a lot of these things. There's just so much stuff. There's so much, mise en place and everything. I mean, look how many options you have. Select, toggle normalization, view all weapon mods, inspect, strip slots, back. There's a lot of information there on the screen to learn about and understand. And even, to find items, I find it kind of hard, when you're trying to compare them and stuff, It's a little bit, there's a lot here. Equip, mod, deconstruct, exit, compare, favorite, mark as junk, options, back. I can see that, on PC, this is probably a little bit easier, I'm guessing because it's a little bit more you can click the individual areas maybe or something. If you click long options rail in the actual spot there, maybe you could do something from anywhere or something. But it's pretty confusing to just look at when you're first learning the game, But I do like the compare window in many ways, just for the fact of it is throwing. Like, I like when they throw a lot of information at you, where you could go to one spot and then compare everything. Like that a lot. I think it helps a lot. Especially in a game like this where you do have, a long optics rail. You have the magazine slot, the underbarrel rail. You got a lot of stuff here, that really, needs your attention. Let's see if I can add the mod to this one. Why won't it go down to a long underbarrel rail? Okay, maybe I don't have it unlocked for this type of a gun. Or maybe since I've used it up already, See if I can add it to this one. Yeah, it doesn't let me go down to short barrel rail. Oh, because that's a short barrel rail. But wasn't this one a long one? Long barrel rail, yeah. Maybe I need to have it equipped. Let's see. So, switch those two. Mod. No. Okay. Maybe I can only have it on one gun then. I don't know. A little odd. But, even, like, going through this stuff, I do like the amount of information it gives, And they can deconstruct these just like a normal, kind of MMO type deal. You can deconstruct these, and then you get... That one gives protective fabric, Kind of wish you didn't have, like, as long of a load for deconstructing item, but at least it gives you time to be like, oh, wait, no, I don't want to do that one, like... like, whoopsie, didn't mean to do that one. But there's a lot of gears. So as you can see here, you got your 2 main guns, your 3rd gun, which I haven't figured out how to use yet. It just... I don't understand. Like, for some reason, I haven't been able to, like, pull it out. Like, I don't know. Weird. I've got a lot of these. So these are things you pick up while you're playing. Again, conflict caches. And they're basically loot boxes. So this is a major worry of mine of, is this what endgame's going to be like? Is it going to be like a lot of loot boxes? Because these things are dropping weapons, dropping items. Right now in this game, there isn't much microtransactions to be seen. So it's kind of like, it's always a worry. What is the endgame going to be like? Because all these games, all that matters really is the endgame. The main game, it's going to be, maybe a few days or so of playing. But then the end game is going to be hundreds, thousands of hours of gameplay. It's going to be stuff you're going to be doing over a very, very long period of time. And it's not going to be stuff you're going to be doing, for a short period of time. So it's like, it really matters what your end game situation is going to be like, So I don't like it when they kind of don't, like, instantly just show you or tell you, what the situation's going to be, easily. But, so I haven't seen that yet. Just showing you how to deconstruct. So now you got your skills down here. You got grenade slot there. I haven't seen any other types of grenades. It seems to be like concussion grenade, or your grenade is just like a skill instead of an item. So it's nice that it's less items that you have to pick up from the outside world in a way. And your skills do recharge over time, so they're infinite. But still, I mean, so you got 3 slots, 6, 9, 12 slots here of items that you're going to have to, min-max and stuff on in endgame. It's a lot of items. And then each one of these have, like, this has a die slot. But let's see. Okay, so it doesn't look like they're going to have, like, customizable slots. But on these, you got 3, 4 slots. 4 slots on that. Die slots on some of these items, which is kind of cool. I like having the ability to customize, but it's still another slot of items that you're probably going to be getting from the world, lowering your chance of getting items that you're going to really want. Like, the more customization, the more things that you're getting from loot, the less likely you are to get the item you really want. And it's one of the things I was mentioning about in Apex Legends, the loot boxes there, where when you get a die for a gun, it was just for that one gun. And then when you had, I think they had, 13 or 14, 12 or 14 guns in that game. and each one of those guns have like 4 legendary skins for that individual gun, and then like 5 or 6 like lower level skins, and then like 7 or 8, just basic skin colorings. So you add all those together, times that by the 12 to 14 of the guns, and then times that by the amount of different skins for each character, which also had like I think like 2 legendary skins per character. The likelihood of you getting that one item you really want from like a loot box or something becomes very minuscule, because they'll tell you, oh, you get like a 5 or 7% chance of getting a legendary item, but then out of all the legendary items, you have what, like also 5% chance of getting the legendary item you actually want. So that's a very, very, very small chance of you getting what you want. Very infinitesimally small if you get lucky enough to get what you want. Because 5% of 5% is, a very small number. But of course they make it out like, oh yeah, but you can get a legendary like, 1 in 10 tries pretty much, nearly. It's like, okay. 10 tries, if they do a financial kind of microtransaction in this game, is going to cost you like 20-30 bucks or something. It's going to be like something crazy for like 10 tries. I know in Apex Legends, I think it was like $1 for 1 loot box or something, and that's so 5% of, I think it's 7% for a legendary. But if you think about the amount of guns, it's over 10 that have legendary skins on them, so it's going to be even less than 5%, of a chance of getting the item. So it's like, I just hope, that's one of my main worries for this game, is that I really, really hope those microtransactions aren't coming into this game. So you have a lot of guns there. You also have your crafting, so you're also getting crafting items when you're going out in the world. And then you also have the things you're wearing, your vanity items. So hopefully all the, microtransactions that are going to be coming to the game will be in this section and this section alone. I think that would be really good. They'd be really smart. You have your normal, buy and sell systems. Then you got this is your crafting station. So as you unlock things, as you see, mods and miscellaneous, 177 items there. Chest items 7, mask 7. And I'm guessing there's going to be more. So 177 total blueprints, for this area. And this is crafting level 5 right now. So there's a lot of items to be gotten here. Weapons, 58 weapons to be crafting. No active crafting projects. So crafting the items, it does also cost you E-credits. I like calling them Ditcoin because it looks like a Bitcoin symbol, but with a D instead of the B, So I like calling them Ditcoin. That's what I'm calling them. So you use your Ditcoins, 45 out of 77 there. And honestly, I've only made like 200 today or so. 40, 80... 120, and I guess 77 left. Yeah, so like 200 in all the quests I've done, all the PvP I've done, only made like 200 of the Ditcoin, and this is early leveling. So it will cost a lot of time to earn the funds that you need, I feel, in endgame, come that point. So I do worry that this game may be a very long grind. It seems like it's capable to be a grind, come, release time. There's still areas like there you can't see, there you can't see. So that might be where the microtransactions are going to be. Then, of course, you got the Ultimate Edition here. So, with the Ultimate Edition, what do you got? Let's see. Ultimate Edition, Top Classic Division 2. You get 1 year pass, includes 7-day early access to all year 1 episodes, exclusive customization items, and more. So from what I can see from the story so far, I've only seen a couple of like conversation scenes so far. So why do I really want to have 7-day early access other than I'll be able to level up faster than everybody else? And that's about it. They call it episodes. but I haven't seen any storyline whatsoever really right now. So what is in the episodes? Then the bonus content, the Battle Worn Secret Service pack, outfit Secret Service, you know, it's vanity items, which is cool. So it shows that, like I was mentioning there, you know, how, like, I'm hoping the main area is going to be the vanities only. First responder pack, outfit first responder, weapon skin, you know, ruthless exotic rifle. That's a weapon. So the main worry is, and then also the lullaby exotic shotgun there. That's a weapon. It's not a skin. It's not calling it a skin. You see in bold lettering when it is a skin, it shows you. So these are weapons that you could buy with real life money, and that is the biggest worry of them all. You know, that there's going to be pay to win mechanics in this game. And with a game like this where you do have open world PvP zones, like up here called the DZ West here, Dark Zone Info, Decriminalization Zone, Decontamination Zone, colloquially known as the Dark Zones, are dangerous areas. Civilians are advised to avoid them at all costs. Aside from usual presence of armed combatants, there have also been reports of Division agents exploiting the absence of surveillance to turn on their fellow agents, aka PvP. Open PvP zones. And there's 3 of them in this game. You got one down here. You got one over here. You know, player bracket 1 through 9 over there. 1 through 9. Don't know what that means yet, but I would assume that that is endgame there. You know, so with something like that, any game that has PvP in it, I want no ability to buy weapons with real life money, because then it is absolutely pay to win, and I never enjoy the experience. So to sum up my review, I know I've been going on for a while. For day 1 of the review, I will say that I was enjoying playing the game, but I can't help but worry about microtransactions. I can't help but worry about the grindiness that is capable for this game. You know, I can't help but worry that if I don't pay for these, you know, uber, super duper, what do they call this one? The Ultimate Edition, you know, then I'm just going to be screwed, you know, and it's like, what's the worth? It's like, it's a game where I'm doing all of the same quests. No matter what type of quest I'm doing, is really go to place, hold the place, go to thing, click the thing, hold the thing, you know. And there are also, as you can see here, some sound glitches in this game. There we go. Okay, it's working again. Golly gosh. You can probably barely hear it, but yeah, some sound glitches. You know, so there are a lot of worries for me, and with worries like that, in my opinion, the fun of the shooting in this game, which I think is really cool. I do like the combat in this game. I do like the cover systems in this game. I do like the map layout of this game. You know, with all that in mind, with all the other stuff, when I think of Endgame, what am I going to be continuously doing? And all I can think about is I'm going to be continuously trying to fill all these slots of items and gear and all this other stuff, and going through a long period of time of probably continuously getting things that I don't want, that will not help me, will not progress me in any way, other than maybe to get crafting items or something like that to reason out why you're getting them, you know, and doing the same types of quests over again. Just, oh wait, this one happens to be harder than before. So for me, on all of that, I'm probably not going to buy the game. Like I say, I do reviews every day I stream, so I will play it again tomorrow, and I will continue the review further on what I think, you know, with more soak time of playing the game, experiencing the game. I have a few more things I want to try out, like queuing into story mode, to see, like, the main missions, because they don't call it story mode, they call it main missions, because it really, like I said, I can't tell you what the story is, you know, and that's a problem. If you can't tell someone what the story is of the game, you know, then why does it exist? You know, uh, why is there even any reason to talk to anybody? You know, but yeah. So those are my worries. Those are my concerns, and that's what I liked about the game. Do I think it's a bad game? No. I think if you like looter shooters, I think that you would probably enjoy this one. If you like looter shooters, I do think this one is probably up there as a pretty good one. I do think that Destiny 2 is probably the best, in my opinion, especially since Bungie was able to get away from Activision, you know, which really I think is great, because it has at least story. It has, I remember correctly, it has PvP, has the PvE, you know, so you could do a little bit of everything. And you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that. At least it's letting you do kind of everything. And it is a very visually stunning game. But in this one, if you do like the normal types of shooters, you know, because, like, Destiny's more of, I'd say, like a Halo, kind of Quake Champions, almost. You know, where it's a shooter, but it's like a sci-fi shooter. So there's a lot of guns that, like, you know, are doing things that, like, aren't more realistic. Whereas this is more of maybe like a Call of Duty, you know, kind of shooter, but definitely not as smooth as and crisp as Call of Duty. Because, you know, people have larger health pools and stuff, you know, but it's definitely more tactical, you know, which needs more strategy. So if that's your style of thing, the more realistic with tactical maneuvers, you know, I would say that out of the looter shooters out there, this one's not that bad as per gameplay wise, as per the, you know, the repetition of what you're going to be doing end game over and over and over again, you know, so there is that. There is that. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. You know, especially in the comments. Let me know, what do you think about this game? What do you think about this game compared to Division 1? I'd really like to know. But really, what do you think about the game? If you watch it on Twitch, same thing. Let me know in the comments there. Also, hit follow if you want. You can also subscribe there if you want to help support the channel. I stream Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. We do playthroughs, and then we do a review at the end of every playthrough, where you can join in the chat if you want to, down there, and share your mind on the subject, or you could just lurk if you want, and help support the channel that way. But yeah, let me know. Let me know. Go check out the playthroughs and the reviews, see what happened on the journey towards getting to this point. And then the sound glitches out again. Golly gosh, all I'm hearing is a fire crackling on the side there. Golly. There's glitches. There is glitches. Golly gosh. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Golly gosh, you have a good night. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Like, comment, subscribe, and follow if you dare.